Hey everybody, happy Friday. Kristen Pardue here. I am just hopping on live to talk about keeping our immune system strong. And if you're watching the recording, you can fast forward a minute or so. I'm just gonna wait a second and give people a chance to hop on live. Welcome, welcome, those of you that are hopping on. I'll get started in just a second. Feel free to tell me where you're from. Hey, Kim. Happy Friday. I am excited. Hey, Rachel. I am excited to talk about our immune systems today and keeping them strong and what I do for my family for helping support our immune systems this time of year, since there is so much junk going around. And I don't know about you, but I want my family to stay healthy. So these are, I thought, people ask me all the time, well, what do you give your kids? What supplements do you give your kids? What supplements do you take that are safe while you're pregnant? Because for those of you that don't know, I'm almost 28 weeks pregnant. And I also don't want to get sick while pregnant. But anyway, so I figured might as well just do a Facebook Live on this, since I get so many questions all the time, and this will just be easier to answer them all. Hey, Sally. Hey, Angel. Hey, Alyssa. And then as I'm talking, feel free if you have questions about keeping your immune system strong. If you have questions about your kids, I'm sure I'll cover it all during my talk. But if you have questions, I'll try to go through and answer them all. I'll try to scroll back through. If I miss any, forgive me in advance, because I just get to talking and don't read the screen as much. But I'm going to try to look at the screen and answer y'all's questions too. Yes. Yes. Someone just said they loved using local elderberry. That is amazing. I just went to Whole Foods because I usually keep our medicine cabinet stocked up with elderberry. And we have plenty for the kids, but I needed some more of the adult kind for me. I mean, I'm just going to take the kids. It's not a big deal. But they were completely sold out of elderberry syrup. I was shocked. Like, everybody is like running to the store for elderberry right now with everything going around. It was hilarious. Anyway, I'm just taking the kids. It's not a big deal. I just wanted the adult kind because it was less sweet. But yes, you can make your own easily or get it from somebody that makes it easily. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Everybody else can watch the recording that are going to watch later. So let's talk about our immune system. So I'm going to talk about foods to eat. I'm going to talk about supplements to take. I'm going to talk about essential oils to use. I'm going to talk about getting enough sleep and stress. I'm going to talk about it all. So this will be, we're going to cover a lot of things. And first I'm going to talk about food. So many of you know I am a registered dietitian. My passion is helping people eat healthy and prevent disease and help overcome disease that already have it. Because I had autoimmune disease 8 years ago, pregnancy brain, I believe it was 8 years ago. And I have been healed from autoimmune disease, so my passion is giving others the same hope to get their disease healed as well. To reverse it, and it's totally possible, even when other people tell you that there's no hope. So there is, because you just have to strengthen your immune system. But I'm not talking about autoimmune issues today. Today I'm just talking about just in general. I mean, a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about will help autoimmune issues, but just in general, I'm just talking about like keeping that sickness away and keeping your family's immune system strong, and what to do when somebody in your house does come down with sickness. So let's talk about food first. So I want a lot of people, like, I thought everybody knew this, and this is not me like saying, anyway, I just thought that everyone knew that sugar lowered your immune system. But somebody told me the other day, like, no, I never heard that. I was like, well, I need to start telling more people, because did you all know that when you eat sugar, your immune system, especially if you're exposed to a sickness like the flu or a cold within 2 hours after eating that treat was full of sugar, your immune system is totally suppressed, especially for 2 hours, even longer than 2 hours. But especially those 2 hours right after you ate that sugary treat, your immune system is suppressed, and you're more likely to catch a sickness right after you have sugar. So what we do, especially in our home, I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, is we really try to limit the sugar in our house. Sure, we get treats here and there, but we really try to limit the amount of sugar that as a family that we eat. Especially this time of year, because I know that sugar suppresses the immune system. So one thing that you can do that's easily is just say no to sugar. And I'm not saying you have to cut it out completely. I mean, life happens. I get it. I like a treat just like you like a treat. I'm just saying lower the amount that you're consuming. Limit the amount of sugar. So, just y'all don't eat dessert every day. Make it a like once a week treat or something like that. Just try, especially this time of year. That's why people wonder, you see a lot more sickness at Thanksgiving and at Christmas time because people are eating a lot more sugar during Thanksgiving and Christmas. And that's why you see more people get sick during that holiday or right after, because they just ate a ton of sugar, which lowered their immune system. So one thing you can do that's really easy is lower the amount of sugar that you're eating, because it lowers your immune system. Also, 80% of our immune system lies in our gut. So when I talk about our gut health, that's your digestive system, your digestive tract. 80% of our immune system lies in our gut. So one thing we can do to keep our immune system strong is by keeping our gut healthy and happy. How do we keep our gut healthy and happy? Well, eat healthy. Limit your sugar. That's going to be one thing, because sugar is so inflammatory to your gut. But also, if giving your gut, feeding your body foods that are full of nutrients, fruits and vegetables and proteins and healthy fats and not eating the starchy white carbohydrates and the carbohydrates that immediately spike your blood sugar. Those are things that you can do to help keep your gut healthy and happy, and less processed food, less eating from a box, eating more real fresh food. There's a saying, this acronym, it's called JERF, J-E-R-F, just eat real food. So a great thing to do for your gut health is just eat real food. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store, where all your fruits and veggies and your eggs and your protein and your healthy fats, and less in the middle aisles where all the processed food is in the boxes, because that's not good for your gut health. And again, I'm not saying that you all have to be perfect in any of this. I'm just saying making the simple steps to make these changes, eating more fresh food, less processed food, is going to be really good for your gut health. And I'll just tell you something else that's really easy besides just eating healthy, what we call eating clean for your gut health, is drinking bone broth. And a lot of times people freak out by that name. They're like, bone broth, gross. And I'm like, y'all, it's chicken broth. It's what you've eaten for years when your grandmother or your parents made, homemade chicken noodle soup. That's, our grandparents were smart, because when they made chicken noodle soup or chicken veggie soup, it was always from scratch. They didn't use the cartons of chicken broth to make soup. They made it from scratch. And they would always make it for, your parents or your grandparents will always make it for you when you're sick, because that soup was so medicinal. And the medicinal part of that soup is the bone broth, the homemade chicken broth. Homemade chicken broth is the same thing as bone broth, just as different names that people call it something different. But instead of using when we cook our dinner at food, when I cook in my Instant Pot, when I cook my veggies, like whether it's green beans or cauliflower rice, I'm always cooking it in a base of homemade chicken broth. This is what I use. I don't use water, and I don't use a carton of chicken broth. I use homemade chicken broth, homemade bone broth, because this is so good for your gut health, so good for your immune system. It's really going to help fight off sickness if you cook with this. Also, a lot of people just drink a mugful. They'll warm it up on the stove and drink a mugful throughout the, during the day. So you can either drink a mugful of it, or if that does not sound appetizing to you, then add some chicken and veggies to it, and make it a soup, and then eat it that way. So whatever you do when you're cooking, try your best not to use that carton of chicken broth, and use the real stuff, the stuff your grandparents used, because it is medicinal. What it does is it helps seal the lining of a leaky gut. It's going to help heal your gut, heal your digestive system, and it's so full. Bone broth is so rich in minerals that support the immune system, and it contains healing compounds like collagen, glutamine, glycine, and proline. Bone broth also decreases inflammation and helps heal the gut. So this is why people say when you're sick, drink your, have your chicken noodle soup or chicken soup. Well, this is what they're talking about, part of it. So that's one thing I do. I always cook with that. One thing you can do is freeze it. I have noticed when I freeze it in a mason jar, sometimes the mason jar breaks. So I hate freezing in Ziploc bags, but that's what I've been having to do lately until one of y'all tell me a better trick. I prefer to freeze in mason jars, but they're breaking and I'm losing my bone broth in the freezer. So what you want to do is keep this stocked up. So you can make it from scratch, y'all. It's so simple. You just put, make a full chicken in the oven or get a rotisserie chicken and eat the meat off the rotisserie chicken. And then you take the bones of that chicken and put it in your crock pot or Instant Pot, fill it up with water, add a little apple cider vinegar, some garlic. I put carrots and onions and celery in it, and you let it simmer if it's in a crock pot overnight. And there's tons, you could just Google how to make homemade chicken broth or bone broth. You'll find plenty of recipes. I prefer to do it in my Instant Pot now because that's what I use now. So you can make it from scratch, or you can get it if you're local. I get, when I don't have time to make my own chicken broth, my farmer sells it to us. He makes it and I just buy it from him when I'm in a bind and I need some fast and I don't have time to make it. So I will stock up on it and I always keep it in my freezer. So I just pull it out of the freezer, let it thaw out, use it for cooking, use it to drink, keep our immune system strong. So homemade chicken broth, bone broth, that is great for your immune system. All right, let's talk about real quick. Oh, kefir water, sorry. This is grape kefir water. My whole entire family loves this. It tastes like grape soda. I'm not kidding, y'all. It tastes like grape soda. It tastes so good. It's got that carbonation. There's something about when I'm pregnant, I crave carbonation. Well, I don't drink soda. So if you're like trying to get off soda, which you should, and you need something to replace it, kombucha is an option, but I actually like this better than kombucha. So kefir water is full, very similar to kombucha, but still different, full of probiotics, carbonated, and then I get this from our farmer. I've made it myself before. It's so easy to make water. It's called water kefir, that you can make it yourself. I'm just a busy working mom and I don't really have time right now, or I don't make the time, I should say. So I just get it from my farmer. He has different flavors, but this is the grape kind, and it quenches that carbonation that I need, and it's full of probiotics, so it's also good for your gut health. And my kids literally think they're getting a treat every single day because I let them have a little bit of it, about half of this every day. They beg for their kefir water. So that's also a drink that's full of probiotics and great for your gut health. All right, so I want to talk about, cold and flu season's happening right now, and, why so many people, why is sickness more prevalent in the winter compared to the summer? Why do people get more sick in the winter compared to the summer? Well, the reason why is because we're not exposed to sunshine. Sunshine is so good for us, so good for our bodies, and it's the best source of vitamin D. Well, since we're not exposed to sunshine, the best source of vitamin D, what happens is so many people go vitamin D deficient because they're not, getting that sunshine, like being outside every single day. So that's why most people get sick in their wintertime, because their vitamin D levels aren't optimal. So in the wintertime, I recommend everybody supplement. If you're not out in the sun every day in the winter, which unless you live in Florida or somewhere south, you need to take vitamin D supplement every single day in the winter time. And sometimes some people need to even take it in the summer because they're not outside every day getting that natural source of vitamin D, or they're slathered in sunscreen, so they're preventing their bodies from getting that natural source of vitamin D. So many studies tell us that vitamin D deficiency is a major cause of influenza. Vitamin D deficiency is a major cause of the flu that's going around right now. So I always tell my clients, go get your vitamin D levels checked. If you don't have time for that, just start taking vitamin D. I take it and I'm pregnant. It's totally fine, especially this time of year. But if you want to know what your levels are, ask your doctor to check your vitamin D blood levels. And most people are severely deficient. And it's like, no wonder your immune system's down. You're vitamin D deficient. And even if your levels are normal is not optimal. And so your doctor may tell you, well, your vitamin D level is normal. Well, I want to know what that number is, because just because it's normal doesn't mean it's optimal level. Especially for cancer patients, you want a very high vitamin D level, like, around 90. So what I like to see people's vitamin D levels is between 60 and 90. That's optimal. 60 to 90 is what your vitamin D level needs to be. So you can go get that checked if you want, or just probably take my word for it that you need vitamin D. Like my husband is not getting his vitamin D levels checked right now, and I just gave him 10,000 IUs of vitamin D at lunchtime today because I know he needs it. He's not out in the sun every day. So I'll tell y'all my favorite brand, and I'll try to remind me to post links of these supplements that I'm recommending that we take as a family. There's not all supplements are created equal, but then there's also, other brands besides just these that are good. But these are just the ones my family takes. So this is the one that I take. I am pregnant. The lighting's bad, but it's Seeking Health, and this is the one I take every single night. I take 2 every night. So it's 5,000 IUs of vitamin D, so I take 10,000 IUs every night. Sometimes I'll take 5,000. While I'm pregnant, I'll probably get my level checked just to monitor it. But anyway, this is vitamin D plus K2. So it's really important that you take vitamin K2 with your vitamin D because it's going to help the absorption of the D3. So that's really, really important to do. A lot of times people just recommend vitamin D, but that K2 being mixed in with it, which this is really important to help the absorption of that vitamin D level. So Seeking Health is a great brand. So that's the vitamin D I take every single night of my life. In the summer, not as much maybe because I'm outside a lot, but I take this with my magnesium. I take magnesium supplement every night. That one I do take every night of my life. So vitamin D, everybody needs it because, like I said, vitamin D deficiency is a major cause of getting colds and flus. That's why people are sicker in the winter because they're not exposed to vitamin D. So I'll show y'all, some of y'all have kids or grandkids in here. This is the vitamin D that I give my 2-year-old and 5-year-old, and they love it. So I know y'all are like, give me something that my kids actually will not, cringe about. My kids beg for more of this vitamin D, and I have to be like, no, it's a vitamin. You can't just, it's not like a gummy candy. Like you can't just keep taking it. It's a vitamin. You only get 2 of these a day. So I give them 2 a day. The directions say 1, but this time of year, I'm giving my kids extra. So this is vitamin D3 gummies for kids and grandkids. The brand is Nordic Naturals. Again, I will post links for this for you all in the comments afterwards. I got this at Whole Foods. They can be found online also, I'm sure, for those of you that don't have a Whole Foods. But vitamin D3 gummies, Nordic Naturals. This is for kids. My boys I give my boys 2 of these every day during what's going on right now. Sickness galore everywhere. Because as you know, optimal vitamin D levels helps prevent colds and flus. All right, so more supplements. This is the zinc I take. I take zinc this time of year every single day because zinc is so good for your immune system. It's helpful for, even if you are already sick, if you have a cold or something, a sickness, it's great. You need to be taking it anyway, but even if you're healthy, take it every day for prevention. So I take the Seeking Health zinc. The lighting is so bad. I apologize about that. There's other brands of zinc. Just get you a brand of zinc. Not crucial which brand you get, but cheaper is not better. I'll tell you that. Cheaper brands of supplements is not better. There's a reason they're cheaper. So this is the optimal zinc that I take. It is 15 milligrams. Right now, I am honestly taking 2 a day, 30 milligrams a day because I don't want to get sick. There's actually schools closed around here because of the flu, so I'm taking that every day. All right, I give my kids omega-3 fish oil. I take omega-3 fish oil and I give my kids omega-3 fish oil. It's great for their brain health, it's great for their cardiovascular health, and it's also great for their immune system. So, there are so many different brands out there. doTERRA has a great IQ Omega liquid that's flavored with wild orange essential oil. You could give your kids that. I take a capsule of the omega-3 fish oil. That's also good for your immune system. So make sure you're getting DHA and EPA, which is the omega-3 fish oil. Not just good for your brain and your heart. It's good for your immune system as well. All right, probiotics. These are the kids' probiotics that I give my kids every single day. Even my 2-year-old, a full packet. My kids think they're getting candy. It's like pixie sticks. You just cut off the top and they just take it like this. Some parents mix it in their kids' yogurt or food. My kids just take it like it's pixie stick. They really don't know that it's good for them. But anyway, this is the probiotics. This is from doTERRA, PB Assist probiotics. You can start this as early as 6 months. I would do, maybe a 1/4 of a packet if you're just starting out at 6 months. Wait until you introduce foods to them because it is flavored for them, naturally flavored. But when my 2-year-old turned about a year, maybe 13, 14 months is when I started giving him a full packet of probiotics. So that's the kids' probiotics. again, probiotics are good bacteria. Your gut needs good bacteria to fight off bad bacteria, to fight off infection, to fight off colds and flus and ear infections and sinus infections. Everybody needs a probiotic every single day. Unless you're just eating fermented food all day long, or kefir, which we do drink water kefir every single day. I still take a probiotic, even though I drink and eat foods that have natural probiotics already in them. But so adult needs probiotics and kids need probiotics every day. Just take it every day. This is the adult one, it's called PB Assist. This is a double capsule system. This is great for adults. Not all probiotics are created equal, or supplements. So please don't go to Walgreens and Walmart and get your supplements, because those are synthetic, fake, not good. Just take it from a dietitian. Cheap supplements are not good for you. They're just basically synthetic, and your body doesn't know how to absorb fake stuff. Your body won't be able to absorb a lot of synthetic things. So PB Assist is a great probiotic. Take 1 to 2 every day. Honestly, this time of year, I would take 2 a day. Adults would take 2 a day. More supplements. Okay, so I also give my kids every single day. This is by Standard Process, is the brand, and this is called Congaplex Chewable, and they're cherry flavored. I think they're cherry flavored. Anyway, I know they're flavored so that my kids actually don't mind them. I give them this with their vitamin D3 gummies. So if there's ever a supplement or vitamin that my kids don't like, I just say, well, put it in your mouth with your gummy, your vitamin D gummy, just to help mask the taste. But they like this. Mason, my 2-year-old, loves these. He begs for more also. This is called Congaplex Chewable, and right now my boys get 3 a day. Now, if for whatever reason my boys are fighting sickness, or if they're in the middle of a sickness, I'm going to up that to more than 3 a day. I'm going to probably do 5 a day. So but for prevention right now, I give my kids 3 Congaplex Chewable every single day. It's got vitamin A in it, and we know that studies show that vitamin A is very good for keeping your immune system strong and fighting off sickness, infectious diseases, things like that. So vitamin A is the crucial component in this. It's also got vitamin C in it, and magnesium, and some other ingredients. But Congaplex Chewable is so good for my kids' immune system. I give it to them all year round, but during this time of year, I give them 3 a day. So, and then that's the kid one, and the adult one is the one my husband and I take. My husband forgets to take his supplements, so he doesn't take them every day, which is why he gets sick more often than anybody else. But he really doesn't get sick very often. But I just mean more than the rest of us, because he doesn't take his supplements as well. I'm religious about taking mine. This is the adult Congaplex. Same thing, but adult, so it's more in it. This is a capsule, so I swallow it like a pill. I'm pregnant, and it's still safe to take it while pregnant, but it is vitamin A, so I am cautious that I don't take too much vitamin A while pregnant, especially during the first trimester when the baby's brain is growing. The baby's still growing. But I take 2 a day right now. Now, my immune system, I did get sick my first trimester, and I was taking like 6 or 7 a day of this while I was sick. So again, when you're sick, up the amount. When you're just doing it for prevention, I take 2 or 3 of these. Congaplex by Standard Process is the name of that. All right, let's move on to the next thing. I know you're probably like, you give your kids a lot. I do give my kid every morning. They get their supplements in a bowl, and they get their elderberry and vitamin C with their breakfast, and then I oil them up before they go off to school, or if they're hanging around that day, I oil them up. So I do give my kids a lot, but it's just a habit. Like, you just have to make these things a habit. I mean, it's so much better than letting my kids get sick all the time, or being at doctor's office all the time, or that's more of an inconvenience than giving my kids their essential oils and vitamins every day. So to me, this is nothing, and you just have to make it a habit. So this is the brand. Everybody asks me, what elderberry do you give your kids? My kids don't like elderberry. What vitamin C do you give your kids? So this is what I do. For my 5-year-old likes to take his elderberry. I give him almost a tablespoon of it every day. He likes to take it on a spoon, followed up by the vitamin C, liquid vitamin C. My 2-year-old likes me to mix these two in a medicine cup. So whatever, all your kids are probably gonna be different, but in a medicine cup for my 2.5-year-old, I do 10 milliliters of this elderberry syrup, and then and on top of it, I just mix it because this vitamin C tastes really good. I pour 10 milliliters of this vitamin C on top of it, and then my 2-year-old just takes it in a medicine cup, and he loves it. And then my 5-year-old, I give it in a spoon. But this is organic Sambucus for kids, elderberry syrup. Again, that's organic Sambucus for kids. I'll post a link after. This is what I give my kids I try to remember every single day. I'm not the best, but almost every single day this time of year. And if somebody's sick in your house, I would up that. I would give it to them twice a day, to help them get over it faster and it not to turn it into anything serious. Vitamin C. This is the liquid Child Life vitamin C that I give my boys every single day. This is a natural orange flavor, and it is, how much vitamin C? 250 milligrams in a teaspoon. Again, I give my 2-year-old 10 milliliters, so 2 teaspoons a day, and my 5-year-old, I give him almost a tablespoon. So anyway, Child Life liquid vitamin C. Sambucus, organic Sambucus for kids is the elderberry syrup. If you want to save money, you can make your own elderberry syrup. Go for it. Add honey to make it taste better for your kids. I just don't have time to make my own right now. I haven't made the time to make my own right now. I could make my own. That's just easy for me. So we do not do colloidal silver every single day. This is what we use if somebody in the house gets sick. We give them colloidal silver. Yes, even my 2-year-old. You're going to read mixed things online, or if somebody's going to tell you different opinions about whether you should take colloidal silver. So I'm not telling you should. This is just what we did as a family. Some people don't recommend colloidal silver because it kills, it's good for infections. It kills bacteria. It gets rid of sickness. Some people think that it could potentially kill good bacteria as well. And I'm not so sure about that, but all I know is it's better than taking an antibiotic or something else like that. So if my kids in the past, when they were really little and had an ear infection, I especially would give them this. So anyway, this is Sovereign Silver. That's my favorite brand of colloidal silver. So again, we only use this when somebody is sick. We don't really use it for prevention. But this is my favorite brand. You just really want to make sure that it is 10 parts per million. It's going to say it on the label, 10 ppm. That's the one you want to buy. I got it at Whole Foods, but I'll go ahead and post a link for those of you that don't have a Whole Foods. That way you can order it online. So that's colloidal silver. That's what we do if somebody does get sick in the house. Of course, a multivitamin. I didn't mention that yet, but every day you should take your multivitamin. Your adults should take one because nutrient deficiencies also contribute to your immune system not staying strong. And then kids need a multivitamin every day. My boys, 2 and 5, get a multivitamin every single day of their life. So this is one example of one. This is doTERRA's A2Z. It's a great multivitamin for kids. So another option for a good multivitamin for kids is Seeking Health has a methylated chewable multivitamin. That's great for kids also. My kids do not love the taste of it, but I just bribe them. I just basically say, well, if you want your probiotic, because they love this, you got to take your vitamin, and then they just know that if they want this, they got to take their vitamin. All right, let's talk about the adult the adult elderberry syrup that I take every day, and I try to get my husband to remember to take every day, is this one. It's organic Sambucus. So it's basically the same version, but instead of kids, it's adult. In my opinion, especially for kids, for those of you that have kids that have a hard time getting them to take elderberry syrup, the Sambucus tastes so much better than Gaia. So I made the mistake of buying the brand Gaia, Gaia, elderberry syrup. And my husband and I took it today, and it's awful. It tastes bad, so don't give that one to your kids, that's for sure. So Sambucus for kids is the best tasting one, in my opinion. And then the adult, this one tastes better for me for elderberry syrup. So I take a tablespoon of that every single day right now. And if, when I did get sick my first trimester, and I took it twice a day. So I just up it. All right, vitamin C. I just started taking this vitamin C. I take vitamin C every single day during the fall and winter, every single day. Even sometimes in the summer I do too. Vitamin C is just like a staple. Most people, again, are deficient in vitamin C. I just started taking this brand. I got it at Urban Market because it's a food-based one. Before, this brand is Pure Synergy. I know y'all can't read that with the lighting. It's called Pure Synergy. It's 100% natural vitamin C from wild-crafted berries. So the source of the vitamin C is straight up from food. It's not synthetic at all. It's organic as well. So this is what I'm taking right now. Before this brand, I was taking Dr. McCullough vitamin C. It's a capsule, and it's liposomal vitamin C, Dr. McCullough brand. I like capsules. I'm just the kind of person where I need something fast, convenient. I like capsules. I know a lot of people take the brand, what is it called? Is it Lysoferic? It's that gel. It's that little paper packet of vitamin C. Somebody can put it in the comments because I can't think of the name right now. But it's like a gel vitamin C that you cut off the top and put the gel in your juice or your water, and you just down it. It's tasteless, I'm pretty sure. That's a great brand of vitamin C as well. I just don't have time to put gel. I just don't want to mess around with putting a gel in a liquid. I just want a capsule to get it over with. So that's why I like Dr. McCullough Vitamin C, Pure Synergy, Pure Radiance C, or another brand of vitamin C that is really good is Innate Vitamin C 400. This is a food-based one. It's a food-based vitamin C. It's also got a whole food blend of organic parsley, organic carrot, organic beetroot. It's got an immune blend in it, like organic broccoli, coenzyme Q10, glutathione, trace minerals, probiotics, and enzymes. So this is another one I take sometimes too. So I kind of switch up my vitamin C. Allison is saying she uses the gel vitamin C and she loves it, but it tastes bad. She has to put it in juice. What's the brand of that, Allison, so other people know? It's another good brand of vitamin C. But this is just another example. Is not all vitamin C is created equal. So that's why, I get so many questions of what brands do you recommend? And that's why I want to do this Facebook Live, is because not all vitamin C brands are created equal, and you don't want to get the junk, crappy, cheap stuff. I'm sorry, but you don't. It's just a waste of your money and not good for your body either. All right, so last supplement before we go into a few oils and a few other things we do. On Guard soft gels, can't live without them. We keep these in stock. Right now, my husband's probably taking them every single day because there's so much flu and stuff, junk going around. We're like, we don't want to get this. I'm pregnant. We want to keep me healthy and the kids healthy. So he's taking one every single day. It's got Melissa oil, which is the highest antiviral plant in the world. I'm going to repeat that. It contains Melissa oil, which is the highest antiviral plant in the world. On Guard oil, which has been shown to kill viruses and bacteria, and it contains oregano oil. So I don't recommend taking this every single day all year round because it has oregano oil in it. But honestly, during how bad the junk is that's going around right now, I would take, I say if not pregnant, take it every single day if you want right now, because it's better than getting the junk that's going around. I'll take one while pregnant here and there, but I prefer while I'm pregnant. Since I'm healthy, I rub On Guard and Melissa and Arbor Vitae and oregano. I rub all these oils on my spine every single day, or on my lymph nodes. So you've got lymph nodes right behind your ears that go down here. I'll rub oils right there too, because your lymph nodes that's gonna help keep your fighting off sickness as well. And then every once in a while, like if I know that I've been exposed to somebody with the flu, you betcha I'm going to pop one of these, even while pregnant. My first trimester, I got sick and I fought it off, and I did take oils internally because that was better, in my opinion, that was better than taking the alternative and having, I don't want to take that stuff while I'm pregnant. So I want something that's more natural to help me get over it. So if you are sick, take it internally. So you want to use oils if you are sick, then you want to use oils every 3 hours to help get over it faster. And I've heard someone say, well, we're not better yet, and I'm using my oils. I'm like, well, the oils are, it's not like a cure. They're like instantly, I used an oil and I 100% better. It's not a cure. The oils, your body has an amazing ability to heal itself. The essential oils help support your body do what it's meant to do, which is heal itself. So your body does the work. The oils support your immune system. So if you get sick, what is going to happen using your oils consistently every 2 to 3 hours while you're sick, it's going to help shorten the duration of the sickness and prevent it from turning into something serious. So a secondary infection or something even worse. So that's why we call it the Flume Bomb. So if you're sick, you want to take the Flume Bomb, Floom. Somebody can write in the comments what that is that knows. But it's frankincense. It stands for frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, melaleuca. Flume Bomb. And and I forgot to grab the veggie capsules, but they're empty pill capsules. And you put adults will put 3 drops each. 3 drops frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, melaleuca. Put the cap on and take it like a pill and swallow it. You're going to do that every 3 hours while you're sick. Now for prevention, you can just do that once a day right now, or leave out the oregano if you're just doing prevention. But essential oils, evidence-based studies show us that they fight viruses and bacteria. So what I'm doing on my kids right now, so I'm going to go back to my kids and what I do every single day for prevention for my kids. Frankincense, roller. Now these are touch roller bottles, which means they're already diluted with coconut oil, so I don't have to dilute them. So it's great for people with sensitive skin and kids. Frankincense, I put it on my 2-year-old's ears every day because he's still prone to ear infections because he sucks on a pacifier. And I do it up and down his spine. So these I put on my kid's spine every day. Frankincense, rose oil. Rose oil is a powerhouse for the immune system. Powerhouse. Rose oil, oregano oil. Oregano is also a fights bacteria. So I'm using oregano on them most every day right now with all the junk going around. And then I stop oregano once the junk stops. Melaleuca tea tree oil, it's pre-diluted for my kids. On Guard oil every day on my kid's spine. I'm doing all these oils. And then Melissa. Melissa oil is the highest antiviral plant in the world. It's expensive, but it's worth it because it's the highest antiviral plant in the world. Melissa and Arbor Vitae, or Arbor Vitae. Everybody says it differently. So I do that on my kid's spine every day. If I don't do it in the morning before school, I do it before bed every night. Now, 2 other great oils that you can add to that, because it's good to switch oils up. You know, it's really good just to like don't use the same oils every day of their life. It's good to switch it up some, create a variety. So a lot of times I like to add in thyme. Thyme oil is really good for fighting off things and keeping your immune system strong. And sandalwood. Sandalwood is another really, really good one for the immune system. So I like to switch it up. And then again, my whole family is healthy right now, thank goodness. But this is a blend I made because at one point, my 2-year-old, this was a few months ago when I made this, he was congested, and this is my favorite cough and congestion blend. So what I do is I filled it halfway with fractionated coconut oil. That just means it's a liquid coconut oil at room temperature. This is from doTERRA, liquid. I filled it up halfway with that, and then I did equal parts of these oils: Arbor Vitae, rosemary, eucalyptus, and lime. Those 4 oils, I did 20 drops each for my 2-year-old and my 5-year-old. And then if they're congested or coughing, you just roll it and then put the lid on, of course. Roll it on the chest or their spine, and it's going to help fight off whatever's causing the congestion and cough, but also help with their airways and their breathing and congestion. So that's my favorite cough and congestion blend. Again, it's Arbor Vitae, rosemary, eucalyptus, and lime oils. It's amazing for cough and congestion. So thankfully we don't have to use it right now, but if we ever do, that's what I use. And then y'all, so, my friend Holly Kirkland her daughter did a science experiment with Petri dishes and did On Guard hand sanitizer compared to Purell compared to Germ-X, other 2 hand sanitizers. And I'll share the graphic later. You may have already seen it floating around the internet because it's spreading like wildfire. But it shows that On Guard hand sanitizer is so much better at fighting off, viruses and bacteria compared to Purell and Germ-X. So this is throw out all the other junk, toxic hand sanitizers and use this because On Guard hand sanitizer is amazing for killing germs. So what I do is I buy like 5 bottles a month of this stuff. You just spray it on your hands. I spray it on my kids' hands right when they get out of school. I immediately spray their hands with this. When I go to the grocery store, I spray the shopping cart. When I'm on an airplane, I spray the seats, I spray the seat belt, the little tray thing, I take my On Guard spray everywhere with me. After I work out at the gym, I spray my hands with this because it kills all the germs. So this is better than any other hand sanitizer. So I see people with Lysol and all this other stuff. I'm like, y'all, you just need On Guard. So much better than Lysol and all that other stuff. And it's non-toxic, so especially while I'm pregnant. But even when I'm not pregnant, I'm like, I don't want all that toxic junk in my house. This is what we use. It's amazing. And yes, I buy like several bottles a month because it works so good. But the key is that you don't want to live in fear. We're not like hermits in our house, even though there's so much junk going around. I still go to the gym. I still get on airplanes. I still go out in public places. I still send my kids to school. We don't want to live in fear just because all the stuff that's going around, because, fear can attract that very thing that you're scared of. But be smart, right? Like, do our part. I'm still going to live my life and have my kids live their lives, but I'm going to be smart. I'm going to use this hand sanitizers. I'm going to put essential oils on my kids' spine every day. I'm going to give them supplements. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep all of our family's immune system strong but also not live in fear, because again, fear is stress, and stress lowers your immune system. So live your life, enjoy your life, go places, go out in public, but just take your On Guard hand sanitizer and put on your essential oils every day as well. And adults take it internally. Okay, last but not least, I know this is getting really long. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week, my kids take a detox bath. And I call it a detox bath because it's really good for, supporting their detoxification system. But it's also just really good for their health, just for their optimal health. So I give my kids, like I said, a bath 2 to 3 times a week, a detox bath. And so I keep my magnesium flakes in this. So some people use Epsom salt. This is basically the same thing as Epsom salt, but it's called magnesium flakes. I just like it better, to be honest. And I will post the link to the exact brand I buy. But anyway, I don't measure, I just pour it in. But I would say a cup. I would say a cup of magnesium flakes in my kids' bath 2 to 3 times a week. What I do is I do that, and again, I don't measure the baking soda, but I'll just sprinkle some baking soda in addition. A little bit less baking soda than the magnesium flakes or the Epsom salt. You can use Epsom salt. Totally fine to use Epsom salt. Basically the same thing. But if you had to measure baking soda, I don't know, 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon. I don't measure things really. But it's a detox bath. So you've got approximately a cup, sometimes I do more than a cup, of your Epsom salt, a tablespoon or 2 of baking soda. And then what I do is I switch up my essential oils. So I don't use the same oils all the time, but lately I've been using these 3 for my kids' detox bath. So I will add this to the Epsom salt. So I don't want to just add the essential oils directly to the water, their bath water, because oil and water separate. It'll kind of just float on top, right? So I will add 3 drops each, 3 drops copaiba oil. I love copaiba, so good for their bodies. 3 drops copaiba oil, 3 drops lavender oil, especially because before bed, lavender is good for them. And then wild orange is also good for before bed and their digestive system. So 3 drops of wild orange. And I don't even always measure my essential oils in the bathtub, but approximately 3 drops each. 3 drops lavender, copaiba, and wild orange. Put it in your Epsom salt and then dump the Epsom salt in the bathtub. So I get a lot of questions about the detox baths that I give my kids a few times a week, and that's how I do it. You can switch up. You can put Balance and Serenity in their bathtub. You can do different essential oils. These are just the ones I'm using right now in my kids' bathtub. So, and then you want to turn the water on hot, because the hotter the water, don't burn your kids, but the hotter the water, it opens up their pores to their skin so that the good Epsom salt and baking soda and essential oils can get into their skin. And just a really good warm bath. And I try to let my kids soak in it for 30 minutes. That doesn't always happen because I need to get them in bed, but 20 to 30 minutes, the longer the better, letting them soak in that detox bath. Really good for their immune system as well. So does anybody have, really quick before we wrap it up, and feel free to ask questions if I've probably missed a lot. Sorry, y'all. But so if somebody in your house gets sick, or if somebody in my house gets sick and like they've got a fever or they just really don't feel very well, what I use is what's called the infectious disease protocol. And it's using essential oils. And I'll have to write it later because you're not going to be able to read that probably. I'll write it in the comments after I hop off of here. But so this is, I don't do this for prevention. I just do it if somebody gets sick. It's the infectious disease protocol. And for adults, I would use 3 drops of each oil. For a kid, my 2 and 5-year-old, I do 1 drop of each oil. Diluted with fractionated coconut oil. Diluted with coconut oil on the spine. So step 1, frankincense on feet. Step 2, frankincense on the spine, diluted. Step 3, oregano. Oregano is a hot oil. Make sure that's diluted. Step 4, thyme. Step 5, then On Guard, then Aroma Touch oil, then lemongrass oil, then melaleuca oil, then melissa oil, and then peppermint oil. So that's, again, kids 1 drop each. Make sure you're using plenty of fractionated coconut oil. Adults, I would do 2 to 3 drops each. So I would do that every 3 hours. If somebody's like full-blown sick in our house, we do that every 3 hours. And it's going to help the body fight it off faster and prevent it from turning into anything worse. So I'm so grateful. My kids have not had an antibiotic, and my 5.5-year-old has not had a sick visit in over 4 years. And my 2-year-old, I don't know if he ever has either. but we just use all of this stuff. This is what we do at our house. And I know it may seem like a lot, but to not have to have sick visits, and I'm not saying that my kids never get sick. They do sometimes. But when they do, I don't have to worry about it. I feel empowered as a mom that I've got the tools to help keep their immune systems, strong and fighting things off. But it's not going to turn into anything worse. And I've got the amazing tools to keep our family strong and their immune system strong, and to fight off what we need to fight off. So it's just, again, like I said, it may seem like a lot, but once it becomes a habit, it's not really a lot. And my whole entire family saves a ton of money because, like I said, it's been over 4 years since I've had to take, my kids to a sick visit. And I'm just so grateful for that. So whenever, like I said, when they do get sick sometimes, every once in a while, not very often, but we just use the oils every 3 hours, and I'm upping their supplements, and I'm really just doing all the things that I mentioned here just to help support their bodies to fight it off easier. So the immune system is a great thing. We just have to give it the right tools, and we have to stop feeding it the bad tools like sugar so much and things like that. So our bodies, again, can fight stuff off if we let it. We just have to give it really good tools. I know I missed a lot of y'all's questions. Sorry about that. Somebody asked if there's enough vitamin A, D, C, and zinc in the doTERRA vitamins. So multivitamins do have vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. All multivitamins do. All of them across the board do. During cold and flu season, I'm sorry, but it's not enough. It's just not, in my opinion, it's not enough. During this season, with all the junk going around, like I said, everyone's deficient in vitamin D. So you've got small amounts of all these vitamins in any multivitamin, but you need extra vitamin D because we're not outside exposed to sunshine. You're going to need extra zinc during this time of year, and you're going to need extra vitamin C on top of your multivitamin this time of year. So yes, I take my multivitamin plus vitamin C plus zinc plus vitamin D every single day this time of year. You don't, all year round you don't have to, especially in the summer, but this time of year it's extremely important to do all that. So that was a really good question though, because I get that one a lot. So I'm glad you asked me that. All right, so that, if anyone has any more questions, just let me know, and I'll hop off of this video and I'll answer them. And I'll also post links to a lot of these supplements for adults and for kids. Last but not least, I forgot to mention getting plenty of sleep. So sleep is so important for our immune systems. I mean, I talk to some people that are like, oh yeah, I get like 5 hours or 4 hours. I'm like, yo, that's not enough. You've got to get, try to get at least 7 hours of sleep for your immune system. I think 7's the golden number for most people. Everyone's different, but for most people, 7 is a good number, 7 hours of good quality sleep. I mean, some people get 10 hours of sleep, but it's horrible quality. Well, so then that's not really helpful. So that's why I use, and our family uses, our sleep oils so that we get higher quality sleep. Because you can sleep a long time, again, but be up and down and not get good quality, well, then it's not doing you much good, right? So you need high quality sleep. We use essential oils for that. My favorite is Roman chamomile. For my kids, I'll switch it up, but I'll use Serenity and Roman chamomile or cedarwood. I also like clary sage for sleep. Not while I'm pregnant. Don't use clary sage while you're pregnant until you're ready to go into labor. But clary sage, if you're not pregnant, is amazing for sleep and for balancing hormones. But use your sleep oils so that you're getting high quality sleep, because you need to get good sleep to help keep your immune system strong as well. And then also keeping your stress levels low will also help your immune system. So anyway, those are just what we do in our family to keep my husband's immune system strong, and my kids as well. I didn't mention washing hands, but that's a given, and using On Guard hand sanitizer when you're not at a place you can wash your hands is what we do. So that's important as well. So any questions you have, post, and I will answer them after I hop off here, and I will post links to some of these supplements. All right, y'all stay healthy, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.